Hey, what's up, guys? This is Team Hard Life Captain Alberto Zertuche. I'm here at Horace Caldwell Pier, and it's out of Port Aransas, Texas. You know, one of the things I've always wondered is how does my live bait fish react when it's on the bottom? So, since the boats were coming up real close to the pier, I figured, well, I'll just dink something over and see what's down there. So I've got about a 14-inch live whiting that I put on my camera rig. And so I had to remind myself that I am fishing a light gear. But I did hook it up to my 130 because a lot of times when you put small baits out right near the piers where the monsters tend to lurk. So let's see what happens here.
Gotta bite, gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I got a line. I'ma call the whole team.
What I'm also doing too is I'm gonna do one on each end of the pier just to see how the current is, because we've seen areas where it's kind of a little light on the sand and colorage and stuff like that. Basically, it's not as green as it is on one side as it is on the other. Now, I'm curious, is that just like mid-water column, or is that all the way on the floor? And also too, you know, I've always seen a lot of big fish just swim near the pier. So I'm hoping maybe we can catch some of that footage on this underwater cameras here. Remember, guys, if y'all haven't subscribed to our channel, y'all need to subscribe, because we are doing our 10,000 subscriber giveaway very soon. So keep it up, guys. Keep sharing the knowledge that we have to share here on the channel. And also too, for every 5 subscribers you get to subscribe to the channel, have them refer your name on there, and you can do that on our channel and also Team Rio Locos. All right, guys. So as y'all can see, the current is moving. It is big waves rocking, and as y'all saw in the kayaking video, there's some big swells out there. And you can see what it's still doing on the bottom. As the water moves, it's moving the whole water column from top to bottom, not just on the surface. So that's food for thought, guys. When you're putting baits out and stuff like that, if your line is drifting and moving over, you got to use some kind of weights or something to keep your line in place, but also too to make sure you're not tangling up with other people. So that was one of the other things too that I kind of anticipated with this one, was the length of the drop in the section. Since I wasn't no longer fishing for black drum, I was fishing for toothy critters. I needed to upgrade my leader. So what I did was, on my 3-way swivel, I cut the light ones off. I put some heavy duty ones on, and then I also added 8 to 10 foot of 250 pound coated cable. This is so that way if I did have the line come back on itself, I would be okay. But man, look at all that bait fish, pinfish. Seen some bumper shad. Ooh, look at that sheephead right there. Ooh, that's a whole school of them. Look at them. There, yep, bumper shad right there. He's just chilling near the bait. Yep. Nice. So there's a lot of sheephead going on. Ooh, that was a skipjack right there. Man, there's a lot of fish. A lot of fish. Yeah.
Fish?
Boom, got it. This is really nice. I'm sorry, guys. Since this whiting is able to move around with the camera, he's catching a lot of, not just being right on the floor, but he's getting the camera to come up. And there you go. There's the main line right there from the camera, but that's 250 pound coated cable. So I am good to go right there. Yes, sir. Well, he's wrapped it around a few times, but let's see if he's gonna break away or maybe something big can come up and smash his bait. This is what we really want. We want to catch that underwater footage of a big shark coming up and taking him. And right now, I'm really hoping a big old hammer comes up and does it, because we've been seeing a lot of hammers getting caught like all over the jetties, the piers, down beach. I mean, this is the most hammers I've ever seen in a shark fishing season, and it's just warming up. It ain't even got to the peak of the season yet, so there's a lot of people say they're a little bit late. Yeah, but the fishing has changed and evolved in the last couple of years since the hurricane hit down south or north of us. Actually in this Port Aransas area, when that hurricane came through, it changed up a lot, as well as the one that came south of us. So, yep. Alright guys, so the other thing is too, around this same time I had already hooked up that monster king that y'all saw that video on. So I'm wondering if there's a big old school that we're gonna catch on this video feed, because this was right in the same time frame. And that is going to be very interesting if we can catch that on camera, because like I said, normally when we see kings, you know, we catch multiple of them. But in that day, we only caught the one. Had a few more mysterious bait losses, but since nobody was really watching the slide lines because we were doing other things, the baits disappeared and we didn't not see how or what took them. So this could be very interesting for us. So normally with videos like this, I fast forward through a lot of the scenes where you can't see anything. But it's not really staying cloudy. It's not really blacking out. It's footage of him, trying to get off the hook, obviously, get away from it. And the leader being a little tangled, but a lot of bait fish are coming through. And yeah, it's real interesting how we brought in many of fish like this and they were always chewed up and stuff like that. So that was another thing I was kind of looking and hoping to see, if a big one didn't happen, what fish are actually coming in and targeting these other fish like that are on the hook. That'd have been real interesting to catch on film, because I know puffers are real notorious for their beaks and stuff like that, and being able to chew through a lot of stuff. So we are definitely gonna keep an eye out for this and see what kind of fish come out on camera. Which ones aren't camera shy? Let's see. One of the main things too about using live bait is hook placement. Putting the hook in certain areas will either help the fish or kill the fish. So this one I had to put it a certain way on the fish because I thought the underwater float would flip a certain way, but I guess when the cable played into effect, it has it flip the opposite way. So this is going to be definitely a learning experience for us on it. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on it because, I mean, this whiting is a monster bull whiting, and it definitely wants to get away from this, and by keeping it in the water, it is, but just waiting for this monster shark to swim by, or kingfish, or maybe a cobia, something. Whatever. What was that? Y'all see that? Hold on, let me see if I can rewind that just a little bit. See, when it first appears, I was thinking stingray because you can see the white lip and stuff like that. However, as it slowed down right there, you see the two lips on it or something like that. So I'm thinking a big old jellyfish is basically what it was. So, and that was one of the things too that we noticed when we were throwing the cast net. We were catching some monster bunches of jellyfish and stuff. So, you know, between the blue runners, bluefish, look down, spades, croaker, whiting, sand trout, skipjack. Yeah, it was a lot of jellyfish. And even while kayaking the baits, there was just a ton of jellyfish towards the surface and stuff. And that's one of the things that I really enjoyed about the kayak. Look, there's another whiting right there. We saw the double tails on that one too. That I didn't have to deal with a lot of stingray or a lot of jellyfish stingers like I did the night before, where I had to do a lot more paddling, laying way back because I didn't have the seat to the kayak. So it really did make a big difference, and y'all could see it in the speed at which I was able to deploy the baits, get back, and still had enough energy to keep fishing. And yes sir, this is one of the things that we love, is testing gear, testing out theories, and really putting a different perspective on things, because there's so many parts of fishing that we automatically assume or try to come up with a logical reason why things are happening. Well, with this underwater camera, it has given us a whole new perspective as to what's really going on. And two, this is making me think too, does this happen with our bigger baits, and is that why we get cut off so much on the heavier leader? I don't think so. I don't know, but I do know that even with the longer leaders, you know, some of my leaders are 30 foot. There ain't a 30-foot fish out there, and the way I have it designed up, the weight and bait are only 6 feet apart, and we get cut off real close to where the leader is. But that's what I think I need to do one day, like mark the line in like maybe 5 foot increments from the leader, and just see how far I got cut off from there. But that would only work if they cut me off near my leader instead of up the line or halfway down the line and stuff like that too. So it's crazy. It really does get crazy on what goes into our fishing, and when we get cut off or don't get cut off, or making a leader work, and what does make it work. I mean, the configuration of this was going beautifully until the whiting came around the main line and stuff. So I don't know, we'll see, but as you can tell, this whiting has been on here for about 37 going on 38 minutes, and it is still alive. But now that it's crossed up in the main line like this, it looks like it's in trouble. Will it get out from there? It kind of looks like it is. I mean, if he can flip around one more time, he might get out from being twisted up with that main line, which will be a good thing. I don't know, we'll see. Well, there you go. He's off the main line, and the main line's sitting on the bottom. However, too, what I've been noticing is the water has been getting murkier and murkier. And this, oh no, it's not. Look, it's still twisted up on something. What is that part of the actual leader itself? You saw the main line over there. Oh, I don't know. But going back to the murkiness, that was one of the things that I did notice as time went on at the pier. The winds did pick up. The waves did get a lot bigger and heavier. And y'all can see them even when I was kayaking on the first, when I dropped the first bait compared to the last bait. I had a lot more water going on, or a lot more white water. And yes, it was sporty, but still very manageable. Very, very manageable. I mean, those waves, I still could have yacked out several more baits. But that was the thing, too. We were going to have somebody actually show us how to use the Splash Drone 3. However, by then, the winds had really picked up, and we weren't fully charged up on the batteries as we had planned to be. Again, there's so many angles of fishing that trying to, dot your T or dot your I's and cross all your T's if you have a big old paragraph is crazy. Then you got to remember the commas and exclamation points and oh craps. But that's another reason why I left this video uncut, because I really wanted to show y'all how long or how much abuse this fish can go through and take and still keep rocking and rolling. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes from here. So right here is where I think we were getting ready to pull the baits out and reset them for kayaking, and we had pulled it up. Yep, because now you can see the whole pylon, and you can see the tons of bait fish that are around it. I mean, we've seen everything out here, and now you can kind of see the large numbers. But wow, there's live bait just sitting there, giving off a scent, and nothing is there to smash on it. Look at that big old, looked like a triple tail because it was white. Those are spades. See if we see it again. See if we see it again. The other day I missed a triple tail. I threw a cast net on it and missed it by like a few inches. He scooted out of the water and got away from me. So one of the things I always wondered was, how do the pylons look near the sand? And I finally got my answer, and it's coming up right now. Check this out. I guess we picked it up and decided to drop it back down, but look at that pylon. It doesn't have a whole bunch of barnacles all over it like I thought it would. I mean, look at that. They're right up against the bottom, but that's not even on the pylon. They're just there like a bulk of rubbish. I figured they would have been all over the pylon. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. There's none. It's completely clean. Wow. I thought there would be nothing but completely full of barnacles, and that's why we get cut off so much down there or get locked up. No, we don't. Did y'all know that, guys? I sure didn't. I've never dove down and snorkeled around the piers or scuba dived and stuff like that. Man, you always see them full of barnacles near the surface. You figured it would just get more and more toward the bottom because they were there. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. Completely clean. That is... wow. I'm speechless right now. Like, I've caught those barnacles there, those pink ones and stuff like that. But look at that. They're not even, like, there. They're just rolling around on the bottom. Wow. So when all these spades started showing up, I was like, oh, okay, maybe we have found the culprit that eats up our bait. And they're interested. It looks like the whitey finally died, and he's still alive. He ain't fighting it like he was earlier. And I think a lot of it had to do with when he finally got twisted up in the line, because when he was up mid-water column, he was doing just fine. But as soon as we got him close to the pylon and stuff like that, he changed his whole game on it. And yep, we don't think he's doing it anymore. So yeah, well guys, I had really hoped that we would have seen a monster shark or a bull red or something come up and take this bait, but it just did not happen. And it still gives us the full spectrum of how it looks under the water. On surface it looks pretty, I wouldn't say rough, but it does get to the point that it is rough. I mean, if you're in the surf, it is rocking, but when you get to deeper water, how rough is it on the bottom? You've seen my previous videos when I've done cameras in the surf where it is just craziness. It looks like a hurricane blowing through. And here it has its moments when it's nice and calm and stuff like that. And yeah, even while throwing out a live bait as good as this one, sometimes doesn't mean you're still going to get a hookup or you're not going to get a hookup. This is, yeah, he's still kind of kicking, but, oh man. But we have gotten the underwater camera rigged up for bigger shark fishing. I'm just going to have to improve some things, because these little runs of putting it near the pier is going to give me a real good idea of what I need to do on these leader systems and stuff like that. So that way when I do deploy them for the bigger baits, we're not going to run into this problem, because this is a major issue. If that bait gets tangled up in that main line and the shark decides to bite there, there's a real good chance that we can lose our camera system and all the important fight footage that we're looking for. So definitely stay tuned, guys, because this is a very, very good learning experience for us. And I'm definitely going to have to check out the underwater camera on the other one, because this is the second bait. I also did it on the other side with another bait, and I wonder how that one went. I wish I could have gotten it on the pompano that I had free lined earlier during this trip. And man, it took off at least 200 yards of line off the LX Raptor, and it was in good position for a long time and nothing took it. That is crazy. But I had a dead pompano on the bottom, and that one was gone in the same amount of time that we had this one out, or the live one out. So I wonder. That I'm telling you, fishing is, you're always going to ask a bunch of questions. And if you're not asking a bunch of questions, sometimes you're missing prime opportunity to learn something, guys. So here we go. Just because we didn't catch doesn't mean we're not catching on to something. And a little snippet too. While recording this video, I'm learning something else too. While I'm doing these voiceovers and stuff like that to let you know what I'm finding out of the video and stuff, it allows you to record whatever you want for how long you want. However, if you have to stop, you can't pause the record button. You have to stop the recording and then restart it, and you have to move it over a little bit to restart a whole new deal. So that sucks, and it doesn't. One of the main reasons is because right now I'm rolling on about 6 hours of sleep since Friday, or maybe 7. It's now Monday, and I had a fishing trip. I stayed up working real late because I was trying to make this fishing trip, because I'm in Florida currently, and I had to get all this done, recorded, and get as much footage as I can, so that while I was out here I can work on it. And I'm sitting outside, and you can hear the thunder in the background, and it's such an awesome thing. It's raining, and yeah, we should be out exploring, but I'm working.